Guys, thought I'd do a quick review of the Fitbit Charge. I've got it here. So you can see the Fitbit Charge, this one has a heart rate monitor, so it uses LED I think it's LED infrared basically to try and monitor your heart rate. It's got your time on there, how many steps you've done so far, that's how many you've done so far today, my heart rate when it's on, distance, calories burnt, and steps climbed. So with the Fitbit, you wear it 24 hours a day, unless you obviously need to charge it. You wear it to sleep, it helps monitor your sleep, and it does all the things that I've just showed you. So the main things I really use it for is steps. So I try and get my steps in, try and keep them around about 15,000 a day. I average around about 13. Some days when I'm training, got a cardio day, I might do a little bit more. I might go to 20,000. I've got football training, I might do a little bit more than that. But each time, it's good to see where you're at. You know, some days you'll look at it and you think, oh, you know, I've only done 4,000 steps. Well, you know what? It's time to get up and go and move around and go do something. So could be go for a walk, could be go to the gym. Just gets you up and gets you active and gets you moving. I think it's a very good tool to have, especially when you're starting out. Just to monitor your activity levels, see how much you're moving. You know, you'll be shocked at how many steps you probably don't do compared to how many you do. Because if you're just sat around, you get up, you walk to work, you don't walk to work, you drive to work, you sit in an office all day. You might walk downstairs to grab yourself some food, walk back upstairs, eat, and then work, walk to your car, drive home, sit on the couch. And you've not actually covered that many steps. So it's a really good tool of sort of monitoring your steps, trying to increase it. You know, you might start off at 5,000, up it the next week to 6,000, up it then to 650, 750, and so on, till you reach around about 10,000 steps a day. If you're very active, you know, on your feet, I'm on my feet quite a lot during the day, take my dog for a walk, I can hit around 13,000 pretty easily, pretty steadily, without really doing too much. And I think it's really good for you to sort of be able to see that. Some of the other features are the sleep app. The sleep's pretty good. It's a bit sensitive, so you can change it from being sensitive to normal. On normal, it's a little bit more. I think it gives you a better reading. On when the sensitivity is high, I was getting maybe 7 hours sleep, and I was saying that I only had about 3.5 because I was so restless. Now, maybe I'm a bit restless, but I was waking up feeling pretty good after 7 hours, and I sort of generally have 7 hours. And, you know, maybe it was picking up a partner moving, or picking up the dog jumping on the bed, naughty Roxy doing a few jumping up. So, you know, yeah, keep it on sort of the sensitivity on normal, and I think it's pretty good tool to sort of monitor that. It does have calories, how many calories you've burnt throughout the day. This one's a heart rate monitor on it, so it's a pretty good idea. I think the calories, you know, obviously, it's really hard to count to actually say how many calories you're burning. You know, you've got all these different equations. You've got this using your heart rate monitor, using your heart rate, your body weight, how high your height, and everything else. I still think you should take that really with a bit of a pinch of salt. It's got your steps, how many flight of steps you've done. That's great. If you do a lot of steps, I've got one lot of stairs that I go up probably daily, and that's up to my bed. And I do that a couple of times a day, just get things out of the wardrobe or whatever. So I'm not really too fussed on maintaining that, or looking at that. But if you've got, I say, a couple of flights of steps at your work, well, you could use it, and you could monitor how many times you go up, and then each week, try and get a couple more flights in every day, or say you want to get an extra 10 flights a week in, and it give you an email at the end of the week giving you a breakdown of how many steps you've done, how many flights of stairs you've done, how many calories you've burnt throughout the week, which is quite cool. The distance travelled, again, distance travelled is how many steps, so it sort of equates to how many steps you've done. It's a little bit different. I've used my phone when I've gone for a run, using a GPS on that, and it's a little bit off to the Fitbit. So again, just take that with a bit of pinch of salt. The main thing really I would buy one for, and which I'll probably continue to use it for now, is the heart rate, and the heart rate, but also the steps. So the steps is great. Like I said, it's something you can monitor. It's something really easy. It doesn't really get it wrong. And it's something that you can monitor. Like I said, this one does have a heart rate monitor on it, and I feel that I use that mainly just to see, where my heart rate's at in the morning. It can sort of correlate to how stressed you are and how well you recovered you are. So that's one of the reasons why I look at the heart rate on there. But again, steps is probably the main thing. Do you need to buy the heart rate monitor one? Not really. You could go for the cheaper one, which is just the steps, or there is just the one that just clips on your belt, and you can wear that as like a stepometer, which again, that's what I'm using most for. So if you haven't got the money or you want to sort of just test it out and buy a cheaper one, then I would do that as well. If you've got any questions about the Fitbit, or you've got any questions on any other products that you've seen online or in magazines, or you'd like me to explain a little bit more or test out for you, let me know, and I'll make a video for you.